Well, that's a lot more water than we had out here a couple of days ago. Well, this afternoon we're walking from Fatherford along the River Okehampton, and it is frozen. I thought I'd leave it till this time of day, see if it sort of warmed up a bit, but no, if anything, we're freezing again. But it is quite nice not to have too much mud. I've ended up coming out quite a lot later than planned, so we will be limited a bit by the light, but I obviously need more sleep after night shift than I thought. I love that we've got these little autumnal trees still that remain this colour pretty much all year. Just adds a little bit of brightness. I must say the moss and lichen through here is recovered so well. It's looking brilliant. We can still see frost over there on the other side in the field, so it just hasn't warmed up all day here. Look at this, catkins coming out already. How lovely. Now, I wouldn't trust that sky not to snow tonight. It's definitely got that tinge and that look to it. Right, a bit too slippy for me to film along here today. I always think this is a lovely framed shot. Now, just coming through there, it really was quite slippery. Quite a lot of paths actually been eroded, and it's only probably a couple of weeks since I was last up here. It's something to keep an eye on. There we go, let's carry on. For those of you who've read about Wistmans woods on Dartmoor and want to come and see something similar, obviously Wistmans has been overrun. It needs some time to recover, so it is closed to public at the moment. Whereas you've got spots such as this out here. You've got Fernworthy reservoir. There were wonderful, wonderful trees there. You'll find a video in my Dartmoor playlist. There are so many other wonderful spots around here with these sort of mythical, magical looking trees. You've just got to go and look for them a little bit. We'll try to help and give advice, but please don't think that's the only place you can go and see these trees with this wonderful moss on. Definitely worth exploring. Now that's a section, if you carry on through there, that's the way I go on my longer circular walks. And you've got the wonderful sort of tussocks or hillocks or whatever you want to call them, with soft green grass. You've also got these lovely curly-whirly trees, which we've got some of those this way as well. We're going to go this way and across the bridge. And as I said earlier, I can't believe the difference in the amount of water in just 2 days. Good boy, on you go then. Well done. Very slippy across here. I can see why Merlin hesitated prior to the handrails. Right, through to a much more open section. Lovely area for the dogs to have a run in, for kids to have a play in. We're heading towards the stone wall. this chilly weather is actually giving it a really lovely feel out here. It can be quite a surreal feeling, or sound rather, at this point. Hey monkey! Because we're leaving the water behind us. So it's getting quieter, but we're going towards the water ahead of us. Through the gap in our wall. Ah, this is forest zoomies. Right, we'll have a little wander along here, but I'm not planning on going too far. Like I said earlier, we're losing the light, and we have got that slippery path in particular to go back along. So definitely more water than last time I came out. Still not loads. You can still stand down there. But yeah. Brilliant. Okay, I think that's far enough for us today. It's never worth pushing it as we're getting towards dark. But it really is lovely out here, as always. So I've just had a bit of a play with the dogs, taking some photos. I like to get a bit of brain work in if I can when we're out walking. Especially when it's going to be a sort of shorter walk like today. It's amazing what you can make up and use up their energy levels by adding in some brain work. Okay, back across our slippery bridge. I'd often go a bit further up where there's a really nice pool and let Toti have a swim, but today's not the day for that. Too chilly, so we'll carry on. Good boy, Merly, this way. Good lad. He's more sort of take it or leave it with the swim, whereas Oti will ask a few times. Come on, missus. This way. Good girl, well done. Coming from this direction, I didn't notice much on the way up, but look at how clear that water is. Gorgeous reflections in there. It really is such fresh water. Is that nice, guys? There you go, you did get a paddle, Oti. I can't quite believe the amount of erosion there's been to this path with the last lot of heavy rain we had. It is the difficulty when you get dry for so long and then heavy rain through, it doesn't sink in anywhere and it just erodes the tracks. I never tire. Sound about running water. This puppy has gone quite loopy. I really should stop calling him a puppy. He is 15 months now. But we had a quiet day. Guys, get on! We had a quiet day yesterday because he had his vaccination. We went out and played on trains, but obviously not a lot of running. We had a short woods walk. Yeah, I think you can tell he's missing a day's exercise. Yeah, one of the rules I do have is they're not allowed to run into me or anyone else. Right, I'm going to put the phone down because we're getting to that points game where we've got the stepping stones and the sort of pretty eroded track at the other end, to be honest. So I'll put the phone down, and that way if I were to fall, I've got hands free to catch me. But just as we do that, look at that lovely, lovely tree there with the ivy coming down. You've got this one on this side with the moss. It really is a pretty special place. There really are so many wonderful places on Dartmoor, and I hope to find a lot more this year. Okay, I really was pushing my luck a bit with those steps. They'd got particularly slippery. I thought I'd done the right thing putting my walking boots on. Actually, they don't have the best of soles, but we've got through it. And yeah, most people would be absolutely fine. Those who subscribe to me know that I have balance issues from hemiplegic migraine many years ago. And then currently knee injuries, an injury at work and an injury coming off my mountain bike a couple of years ago. Doesn't help anything. But there we go. What I am saying is just be aware of the tracks. Earlier I had a family follow me carrying children, and they very sensibly turned round. Always be prepared to do that, is what I say. Have other routes in mind. It's like if this isn't enough walk for them and I decide I'd like to stay out a bit longer and we've still got light, there's another track the other side of the gate, but it's lovely and straightforward and safe, so we can go for a walk there if need be. So yeah, always have contingency plans when you're out in Dartmoor. I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up. We've got a last bit of blue through there. And it has actually brightened up since we started walking, which is nice. It's amazing how you get into trees and suddenly all your light's gone. You good boy, Merlin. It is nice to get out. Good boy. Yeah, you good puppy, Oti. It was quite deceptive coming down, as you can see. Even though this is one of the flattest walks we do, being in Devon, it's not completely flat. But we're starting to get that sort of cold, misty sort of atmosphere coming in. If we don't get snow, I reckon we'll have definitely another frost again. Another glimpse through that field that's still white from this morning's frost. Oh, and different drop in temperature. It's just so good to get out. The storms over the last couple of years have massively changed the look around here. There, we just come over here, you can see, still frozen from this morning. The route that we've just done, the road noise is unavoidable. You start and finish with it, but it really doesn't last long. And it's why it's so easy to get here. We've got to remember, roads do help us. It's all very well if you're fit enough to walk miles and miles over Dartmoor. Not all of us are. I'm sadly not anymore. Well, not at the moment, I should say. So we're just coming under the road bridge, and then we've got Fatherford viaduct ahead of us, which you'll see trains go over running from Exeter to Okehampton. Well, I've just missed a train going over. We have got quite a large, out of control, looks like a Malinois or an Alsatian. So I'm just going to keep an eye on that. Well, I got that very wrong. It's not an out of control Malinois. It's one of Otie Merlin's friends from dog training. This is where, in this light, it gets tricky. Because I couldn't see my friend dressed in dark colours, so I assumed the dog was on its own. Wrong assumption of me, but definitely something to be aware of. There we go. So goodbye to the water. River Oakmont. Charlotte's Bridge, read up on the story if you haven't done. A bit of a sad tale, but it's the reason we've got the mountain blocks either side. Good boy. So it's actually lightened up really nicely. Let's finish the walk. I'll let Otie have a little paddle here if she wants. But I'm going to say goodbye at this point. And thank you very much for coming along with us. Yeah, having seen how those stones out there are icing over already, and it's only just gone 4 o'clock, I'm going to get away from here sooner rather than later, because it is a steep hill away from the car park. So take care everyone, we'll see you all soon.